Hello everyone, welcome to Side Tangent, where we're so off track, two of us got off the train. And off the train with me today, I have...
Cody, pronoun she, they. I'm playing Zero May Cloud Strike, a war cleric of Nakresh and Nakresh's special girl.
And I'm Emmy, pronouns they, them. I play everyone else in the world, mostly Lux and now Trig.
We did adopt Trig. Forever.
Last time on The Pilgrimage, Zero May confronted the Eighth Arm a little bit.
It was a group effort, and she snuck up on us because we were breaking into his son's room with a key we were given.
Yeah,
explicitly.
So really, wasn't really breaking in. I mean, nothing was broken. If anything, you just entered.
Yes. And yes, that is what she said. But anyway,
I was waiting for that.
We were given a key and a note, and we went and saw our friend.
And then you stole your friend.
And then we stole our friend under some gentle duress after 2 weeks of working off debts.
Yes. With that, Trig left his town for the very first time, and you are on your way to Radel Temple. As you're heading there, you know, it's sort of a longer trip between Feyru and Radel.
Mm-hmm.
So you have plenty of downtime. You run into little things, nothing big, like you run into some bandits again.
Easy enough to beat up and steal their money.
Yeah. You also have a few zombie encounters.
Easy enough. Do they say anything weird again?
Sometimes it almost sounds like they're about to say something with their last breath, but it also could just be death rattles.
Mm-hmm.
But they are weirdly organized zombies.
That is strange. No more following weird white wisps. Not doing that anymore. That was straight up not a good time.
But yeah, you do notice it's kind of bandits, skeletons, zombies. And one night at the campfire, Trig is like, there's a lot more undead in this area than I would have.
Yeah, I mean, I know other pilgrims were talking about running into their share of undead, but yeah, it's weird how much is about.
Yes, it's not, from what I understand, obviously, I've never been anywhere, but from what I understand, stumbling onto a group of zombies or a skeleton or two isn't unusual for an adventurer.
No, but it's normally in, like, crypts or graveyards or places it would make fucking sense for them to be, not in the middle of the woods. But again, kind of looks at Lux. This is the one that's traveled a lot more than even I have.
Yeah, Lux just kind of looks up from food and goes, I mean, I've run into a zombie here or there, but not... I've seen more zombies since we've left than I have in my entire life.
Especially not weirdly organized hordes.
Yeah. Well, there was one time that I ran into a weirdly organized horde. But that's because they were being controlled by a necromancer.
Yeah, that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
There's no sign of a necromancer with these guys. It's just, here's some zombies. Oh, and here's some more zombies.
It's a little too organized. It's a little too... far-reaching to be a necromancer.
Yeah. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
There's not exactly a way to track where they came from.
Yeah, but also kind of seems not if undead are surging, that's not really our job right now. Not that we shouldn't be concerned about it, but a kind of above our pay grade if there's like an undead revolution happening.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying we deviate entirely and go do that. We've got our pilgrimage and Star to deal with, but keep an eye out. Pass on the information. I am a cleric. Undead kind of does fall under my milieu.
Yeah. I wasn't saying ignore it, just the overarching speculating too much on it.
Oh yeah. We don't drop everything and go follow after the next fucking zombie we find. But again, just keep an eye out, see if any of them have anything not normal weird on them. Because yes, there's a normal kind of weird and a weird kind of weird.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Are you gonna eat your food?
Obviously, I'm gonna eat my food. Fuck off.
I'm hungry.
Just like pulls bowl closer to her. You want to lose some fingers, we can talk, but...
You want my fingers, dear May?
Just stops like a hair short of his nails with the snap of her jaw.
Trig just kind of chuckles, shakes his head, and goes, Lux, if you want more food, you can have some of mine. See? Trig is lovely.
I didn't say he wasn't. You should know I'm not by now.
Trig gives a little bit of the food and then goes back to...
Crunches through a specific bone of a thing to make a point of...
Then Trig kind of goes, so what do you... I don't know if this is how you guys usually do things, but we're going to Raydell. What do you know about Raydell that we're walking into?
I'm assuming I don't know much.
You can go ahead and make like a history check, because you definitely looked into places during your...
That's a 4. I don't know much about Raydell.
No, you know some very basic things about Raydell. You know that it's a little bit of a smaller town, like closer to Mornthaw than it is Feyru, like in size. Mm-hmm. Maybe just a little bit bigger than Mornthaw, but not like by much. You know that it's near the water, and that there's a lot of like swamp and marshland around it. If not directly in Raydell, it's surrounded by a lot of swamp and marshland, but that's really all you know about it. You just know like basic geography of it.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know a lot about Raydell. I just know it's very soggy from the sounds of things. A lot of near the water, in a swamp, kind of small.
Soggy can be good.
Depends on the context. I can't think of one place where soggy is good.
Yes, it's
damp, maybe. But soggy?
Like damp, and I know you're making a sex joke there, so like wet, yes, but...
Even moist. But
yeah.
Soggy?
Yeah, even if you wanted to get really graphic about it, like dripping or soaked, but soggy?
Soggy?
Soggy implies a certain sort of...
I don't know what, but not goodness. No. All I think of like is wet food when you say soggy.
Yeah. If you came to me bragging about a conquest and you were like, man, they were so soggy,
I would be like, did you fuck a slime? Like, what the fuck is this?
See, I was going to say snail.
Slime, snail, still. Yeah. That's still not a word you really want. No. And would a snail be soggy or more sticky?
Huh.
Maybe slimy.
Yeah.
But I still don't think soggy is the right word.
Either way, the innuendo you were trying to make looks like I don't like that that's two of you ganging up on me now. I was just making a funny, like, getting someone wet joke. God.
I feel like if they're soggy, they need to go see a cleric. Because that doesn't sound healthy.
Yeah. Let's
look at what you started, Lux.
I was just making a fucking sex joke, man.
You sex joked too close to the sun.
I have a feeling he does that a lot.
He does. He really does. Just now there's two of us to tell him why he's dumb and stupid and wrong instead of just me.
Right. I'm going to go to my tent. You two can suck each other's dicks and not get soggy.
Love you. Good night.
Love you too. Be safe.
This is what I have to put up with. And I've been putting up with for years.
No, truly horrible.
It's a real struggle.
Yes. I can hear you.
Go to bed. Let us shit talk in peace.
So not only does he make bad innuendos, but he's a snoop.
Well, should have expected that one. We're all low-key snoops. Like, let's be honest.
That's fair. That's fair. Kind of goes and goes. You're still fine with taking first watch?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Kind of cracks head a bit, gives you a small nod, has a little bit of food left, kind of hands it over to you.
She will take it, because again, she is a garbage disposal.
Gives you a small little smile and nod and heads to tent. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Let's use a different d20, because that one was kind of mean. We're going to boop a guidance ourselves as well. Didn't do that earlier. That's not great either. What's your perception?
Oh, good. 12.
12? It's hard to describe because it's not that you're seeing or hearing or smelling anything. But it's like this weird energy around you. The air feels heavy.
Kind of like how the hair stands up on the back of your neck when you know you're not alone but don't actually see anyone yet.
Yeah. The air feels like very almost claustrophobic despite being in the like when it's such a like heavy and hot day that it almost feels
oppressive,
restricting.
Yeah.
And yeah, it feels like that, except it has nothing to do with like the temperature.
Yeah, I feel like Zira kind of like rolls her shoulders under the feeling of that oppressive air and stands up, has her glaive in hand, kind of does a loop around the perimeter, head on a swivel, trying to see or hear anything that's just outside. But especially given I imagine it's getting dark at this point, her vision only goes out as far as the fire can go.
Yeah. Or if you cast light.
So she's just kind of pacing around the perimeter for a little bit.
I think at one point Shimmer kind of pops head out because Shimmer in general, you've told Star that you like stay in the bag, but if it's like night and traveling, it's
at camp. If we're off of a path, if we're like in the woods, there's no harm in letting her out to kind of stretch her wings, so to speak. And
so kind of pops out. See what? Can I come out?
Yeah, bud, you can come out for a little while. Kind of pulls the drawstring on the bag a little wider open so she can hop out.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, there's just a weird feeling in the air that I can't quite put a finger on.
All the air feels weird here to me. I can't help.
No, that's fine. Just
do you need? Kind of just starts flapping wings. Oh, I'll move the air.
I appreciate it, but it kind of gives their head like a little ruffle. It's like not quite what I mean. Just feels like there's something here that I can't see.
I'm gonna fly a little bit.
Okay, don't go too high.
Yeah, I won't go too high. Is a baby, so can't even fly as far as.
No, yeah. Again, just doesn't want her too high up in the trees, like potentially get spotted further out. Like, yes, from this distance wouldn't go, oh, weird dragon, but still dragon is a concerning sight in the sky.
Yeah, even a baby dragon.
But yeah, I know Shimmer kind of has like her own look, but probably like just casts light on like one of her scales or something, so if she gets too far away, Zira can maybe still see her from a distance.
But yeah, you go throughout your watch, that feeling never fades. You do feel comforted by like something else being awake with you, and here just in that way of when you're in that sort of weird state, having a friend near you is just a comforting thing.
Yeah.
Shimmer isn't mechanically doing anything.
No, yeah, but still having her there is, a good companion thing, makes her feel a little better. Knows that someone is there if something happens that doesn't have to be like shaken awake and then like put on armor and shit. Like, they're fine.
Yeah. Nothing happens during your watch. Nothing concerning. That feeling just never goes away.
Good. Once it's time for her to go to sleep, probably. I imagine it was a she goes first, Lux goes second, Trig goes last sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll kind of go peek her head into Lux's tent and reach to just like shake his tail a little bit. It's your turn.
Okay.
I didn't see anything while I was out, but there's this weird feeling in the air that I can't really put a finger on. I said on, not in, jackass.
I'm tired. It sounded like in. Anyway,
Star came out to stretch her wings a bit. I don't know if she wants to stay out with you or go back in the bag, but I'm going to leave it just outside the tent so she can crawl in just in case.
Yeah. Like what kind of feeling?
Just like a really heavy feeling.
Unfortunately, While I am a little more perceptive than you, it's I kind of, what you're sounding almost sounds like paranoia, and I kind of always have that.
It's not a paranoia feeling. Like, I get it, but just be aware.
Yeah, no. Kind of not really stands up. Unfolds
Periscopes?
up? Yeah,
Periscopes like a snake? Yeah.
Just kind of periscopes, gives you a pat on the back.
Yeah, she'll go to her tent, kind of pull her chainmail off to go to sleep herself, but again, leaves her bag of holding just outside the mouth of her tent so Star can slip into it real fast if need be.
Yeah. But beyond that, the night passes without incident. Lux, with his passive of...
Don't talk away
Sorry.
from your
With his passive of 21, doesn't... It's like he feels what you feel, but again, he's like, low-key, I always kind of feel like the hairs on the back of my neck and things like that. Like, he kind of felt the difference, but he's like, it's not that different from how I feel all the time, so I wasn't able to really...
No, that's fair.
Trig definitely felt it. And as you travel the rest of the way, again, bandits, undead, also just wild animals. Like, you do encounter some of those.
Oh, yeah. And those are, again, kind of eased down with, like, food and, like, Trig talking to them sort of thing, not...
Yeah. All that's coming to my head
pacified,
is soothed.
I guess? Pacified's close enough. They're all
Yeah.
pacified with, like,
Yeah.
food and Lux talking to them. And
Kind of a uneventful travel, but again, it's not every night, but a few nights on watch, you just get that feeling.
But yeah, there's maybe a passing thought that Zira May has after everything, but it's not one she actively voices. It's like, is Trig's patron, like, being weird now that we're out of the city? Maybe?
Yeah.
But again, not something she really voices. It's just like that could be an answer. But also, we've talked about a lot of undead being weird, so who the fuck knows what, like, auras or weird shit's happening.
Yeah. I'll say the closer you get to Raidel, it's just that genuine, it's warm around here, because like I said, there's a lot of swamp. Swamps are muggy.
Yeah, a lot of humidity. That's just really oppressive.
Yeah. A lot of marshes. Most of the swamp area of Raidel is... You're going to be going through the main part of it on your way away from Raidel to Jeldon. That little scrape of land in between the two, that's like almost completely a marshy forest known as a mangrove forest.
Good.
Yeah. But Lux, who also did some research, is like, from what I understand, there are people who like guide you through that because it can be dangerous.
No, that's fair.
But there's still a lot of swampy and marsh areas on the way, but that's really where the thick of it is going to be on your way out of Raidel over
To Jedlin.
Yeah.
Because you said Jeldon last
Oh,
time.
geez. Yeah,
Jedlin.
Jedlin. But eventually, it's about midday, and you walk in, and I'm going to get you the map of the town.
Looks like Pokemon Town. Which isn't a bad thing, just how it's set up. It looks like a Pokemon map.
Yeah. I will say not every, like, major thing, like in a lot of the residential areas, there's still, like, shops and restaurants and things. The residential area is a lot bigger, but just making it fit on a map is... So, yes, as you walk into Raidel, a few things are noticeable. One, right away, just at the edge of town, there's guard towers. And, like... Mornthal has guards, but it's a smaller town. Everyone there is Necretian, basically. And so it's like, yes, they're guards, but it's a lot more of that small town thing of like, oh, that's not a cop, that's just Jerry. I've known him since I was 5, you know? And in Feyru, it was so big that while there were plenty of guards, they weren't like...
It wasn't you saw them at every turn. It was
Yeah.
more like there were patrols and you'd maybe see a couple in passing across down the street sort of thing.
Yeah, whereas here, just the guards right at town, and there's 2 towers right there. Just looking around, it just seems it's more guarded than you're used to. Not saying that it's unusual in general, just nothing Zira may. is used to.
It just feels like, wow, this is really strict.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Especially because you knew Raydell was kind of closer to your size, so maybe subconsciously in Zero May's mind, it's like, I'm kind of expecting...
Something more like home, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like bit, but you do see other pilgrims, and they all seem to just be getting checked in at one of the guard towers. Which, again, not something you had to deal with at Faerû.
Yeah, we just kind of came into town. We didn't do a passport check, effectively.
Yeah, it's just kind of a, hey, just checking in. Probably specifically even for the pilgrimage, because there's a lot of strangers coming in.
No, yeah, and there's the other side of it that I think Zero May would consider, of knowing how swampy and marshy, and like you require guides through some of it. It's like if someone fucking goes missing, it's good to have note that they were here last, sort of thing.
So it's not immediately like, oh, I'm on edge, this must be like a police state bad. It's just something to note.
Yeah, it's just like, this is not what I was expecting, but given what I know of this place, it kind of makes sense. Still weird, but okay. I'm not gonna fight it. Like,
yeah, none of this is like
it's not a. Wouldn't you like to know, weatherman? Like, yeah, it's not a. It's just like, okay,
just like, yeah, this is a thing.
Do as the Romans do when in Rome. Yeah,
yeah. And again, it's not like inherently police statey. It's just like, oh, they do things differently here, and like you said, it makes sense with the danger that is around.
Good to have note of, instead of, yeah, we don't know, they might have passed through here and gotten lost in the swamp, but
yeah,
they'll be like, yes, these are all the people that have come through town and we haven't seen them, so checking around the perimeter wouldn't be a bad thing. They might be in one of the tar pits, so good luck getting them back, but they might be there. So yeah, sidle up to one of the guard tower lines to get in like everyone else.
Yeah. You come, I had them as an aquatic beastkin, but now with certain things, it's a little Sapopova.
Huh.
Just a little frogman. They're little young looking, has like this sort of eager to pleaseness, but there also seems to be like some worry in general, but that could just be the anxiety of like, if they are kind of new to this, then, you know, that must mean that maybe this is his first pilgrimage that they've seen. But you walk up, it's I had a specific frog in mind. It's that like kind of yellowish frog with the blacker spots.
You say that like I know anything about frogs, bro.
That's fair. But that is that is his coloring. He's kind of a pale yellow and they have like black spots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But kind of smiles and goes, "Hey there, here for the pilgrimage?"
Yep. All three of us are.
All right, let me just get your names and your
Home temple?
yes, sorry.
No, that's fine. I was taking a guess there.
Yeah, sometimes we ask about how long you think you're gonna be here, but I know with pilgrimage it's unexpected, so I was about to ask that, but I know for pilgrims it's supposed to be different.
No, yeah. Because we won't know how long we're going to be here till we have whatever job from the temple.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Zero May Cloudstrike. I'm from the Mornthaw Temple.
Okay. I'm Lux. I'm also from the Mornthaw Temple. Lux what? Just Lux.
It's just Lux.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I only have one name, too. I'm Scrap.
Nice to meet you, Scrow.
Yeah. Kind of makes a note and then looks to, and I'm like, and oh my god, his full name.
Yeah, Triggle. I don't even know his last name. We never asked. It didn't matter.
Yeah, let me check real quick.
I don't know Elisa's last name either. Obviously, they'd be the same, but I don't know Elisa's last name.
Yes, I'm Triggle Dungrove from the, let me guess, Mornthaw Temple? Faerû, actually.
We picked him up along the way.
They stole me. Kind of goes, wait, are you telling me you've been kidnapped?
No.
We
stole him. We didn't kidnap him.
It's just a little joke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that's a really weird method for...
He is here willingly.
Okay.
His dad just wasn't thrilled about it.
Okay. All right. Anything to declare?
What do you mean declare? Like, Kind of.
Like, sometimes it's like, oh, just so you know, I'm bringing weapons in, but you're obviously bringing weapons in. Or sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm gonna be doing this while I'm here, so, like, no one overly... I don't know. Lux goes, I declare that I'm free tonight if you want to get a drink.
And I declare you can ignore him. We're just here to do our pilgrimage at the temple, and if we need to check in about whatever job we take on, we will. And just gives like a little double thumbs up as she does. Kind of
Nods and little bit of paint dusting,
turning a little orange.
Yeah, little orange. Goes, yeah, okay. So you can go ahead. There's kind of a line of pilgrims heading that way, so it shouldn't be too hard. But the temple compound is near the center of town, but on the far side. So, again, pretty easy to see. It's a big compound, which is another new thing. Usually the temple is just
small or just there.
Yeah, to have
opulence isn't really a thing.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, compound, like
full compound. Like, yeah, there's like dorms and stuff sometimes. But I don't know, whatever.
Oh, it's more like it's its own contained little village.
Interesting.
We just call it the compound. There's the temple, and it's kind of walled off, but it's more for like others' comfort than and they're just kind of like a self-sustaining little society.
Nifty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Scrap.
Yeah. Okay. If you need anything, you're free to, I mean, I'm sure you'll just go to your temple, but you can also go to the guard headquarters, or, you can just come here and see me.
Sounds good.
I'm helpful. I bet you are.
Again, it just like shoves Lux's face. Ignore him.
Do I have to?
Not if you don't want to, but you can ignore him. But like, if you're here for it, he's also being serious. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Scrap.
Yeah. Kind of gives a nod and goes, I should. Have a nice day. So about tonight, I
just grabs him by his shirt and just starts dragging Lux forward a little bit.
Yeah. If you do want to hang out tonight, I'm gonna be at Hollows and Heckles. That's not necessarily offering a date. That's just saying it. Okay, bye.
Lux, man, you need to give it a fucking break.
They were adorable.
So anyway, to the fucking temple, my guy.
Yes, you pass through. You see many. I assume you're like taking notes of places, but not like going to explore them just yet.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a check-in at the temple first, then lap the village to get a map down. Yeah. But definitely making note of like, oh, that looks like an inn. Oh, that looks like a shop. Like,
yeah.
Doesn't know how it works here, but it's like if it's anything like Feyru, if people outside of the compound need help, like where our talents would lie best, sort of thing. But we'll settle getting a lay of the land after we check in, kind of see what jobs are available, what we want to take, that kind of thing.
You go by, you see shops, you see an inn, you see a place that is closed now, but you do see it says Hollows and Heckles. It kind of seems like a bar, nightclub, comedy club type deal.
Interesting.
Yeah. Even if that cute Sepapova isn't going to be there, I kind of want to check that place out.
It wouldn't be bad to look into, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
But you head to the temple, and it is indeed like walled off, and you can see in the distance there's like farmland there. There seems to be like dorms, but as in like almost like cabin-like, like when you're at
camp.
Yeah,
like summer camp.
Yeah, like individual little places. There also seems to be other little houses that, like, it seems most people just live in there, where some, like in Mornthaw or even Feyvu, if you're not like part of the temple,
yeah, one of the arms, or like finished your pilgrimage and work for the temple without being an arm.
It kind of seems anyone who's Nequeshian just kind of lives here.
Fair enough.
But you head in, and you do see it's kind of like a line of people being processed in and then directed elsewhere. And then as you're waiting in line, there's one big line, and the symbol that someone has is the first arm. They seem to be like a ferret-based beastkin. Checking in, kind of assigning where to go, and stuff. And on the side, you see an elven man who also has the symbol of the second arm being talked to by a beastkin, and they seem to be not arguing but kind of heated, and you overhear.
I just need somebody to come help me. They're not listening to me. And you know it's not right.
And that is where we'll go to break. Bye.
Hi, Artemis. Bye.
Get out.
Welcome back. Hey, somebody else fell off the train.
It hurt falling off the train.
It's going full speed and everything.
Do you want to just introduce yourself? Because I'm sure no one here has any idea who you are.
No, I know. I'm such an unusual person. Hi, I'm Artemis. Pronouns they, them.
We'll find out who they're playing in a minute. We know they're a beastkin.
Yes, would you like to describe the person that is talking to this
Elf person.
Yeah.
Sure. As noted, is a beastkin, in this case a deer, but also if a deer had decided to be a little bit of a dog as well. So the slender kind of deer body, long legs with the cloven hooves, but for hands, much more dog paw-like with claws. A muzzle much more like a dog rather than a deer's face. He is lovely, kind of rich brown, various shades of amber coloring. His ears are much more triangular, dog-shaped as well. And his tail is deer, but much longer than a deer's would normally be.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Again, just a little bit of a deer that decided to be a bit of a dog.
Yeah,
and then,
I like the fact that he's kind of an opposite of Zirame, who's dog with a little goat, and you're deer with a little dog.
Yeah. And probably the most notable feature are the two big fangs that hang down on either side of his muzzle, almost like a saber-toothed tiger, but not in that
Amazing.
case. Yeah.
Saber-toothed dog.
Yep.
Dog deer.
And he's dressed in pants that end at the knees, kind of tight. He's got harnesses at each thigh. Are weapons allowed in the temple?
Yeah.
Okay. Then there are long knives on each thigh as well in those harnesses. Kind of a autumnal yellow vest that's very V and low down on the chest, but it's quite practical, really. And if you take a closer look at him, he looks kind of like unkempt, as if he hasn't really paid attention to dressing appearance, and you can see eyes are very bloodshot.
Yeah. And in front of you is Jareth, who is the second arm. You know him pretty well. He works mostly with the community outreach in the temple, does a lot of like drives and stuff. You've helped, your friends have helped. Vadas constantly is like cooking for a lot of Jareth's events. He is a very like, he doesn't love this description, but he's like he's a stick in build. Like, thin, long, very narrow features, sort of shaggy blonde hair that goes about to the shoulders. And it's just like, Kat, I understand that you're upset.
Of course! Takes a deep breath.
We'd be happy to help, but I'm not sure what you think we can do. It's not like the temple has a lot of sway over the gods. If Doros had been one of ours, we could, claim wanting to be more involved in the investigation, but...
But he's not like that, and they're not... He's kind of like struggling for words here.
Yeah.
They're just completely ignoring everything. They feel like it's open and shut, and it's not.
Zirame, you're watching this.
I was about to say, definitely not obviously staring. Like, the minute the high-pitched, like, distressed voice, like, ear twitched in that direction, and I feel like she, Trig, and Lux are all doing that. I'm not looking, but I'm looking. We're being fucking nosy. What the fuck's going on over there?
Yeah. Lux is a lot more like, ooh, tea. Trig is like, oh, someone needs help.
And Zirame's little column A, little column B of, I'm curious. What the fuck's going on here?
But yes, Jareth kind of goes, how about you come to my office? We can talk. We can see what we can do. We can try and help at least maybe get you able to see him.
Okay. Yes, I need to do that, and they're not letting me, but he doesn't know how to say, like, I need help, but I don't know how I need help, and sort of thing.
And you can tell Joeth wants to help. Mm-hmm. And he also knows, like, even more than you know Joeth, Varys knows Joeth. Because works so often with him with the community events. So you know Joeth wants to help. It's just, Doros wasn't part of their temple. They can't really claim any sort of, we have a right to be part of this investigation sort of thing. So unfortunately, they can only do so much without kind of overstepping their bounds and stepping on toes to, like, keep the copacetic peace around. But it's like, how about you come to my office? We'll see what we can do. Again, I can't guarantee anything. You see, it seems like he has an idea, looks over to the line of pilgrims, looks back, no.
Again, I feel like the aggressive side eye of trying not to be obvious, but
kind of like, no, maybe, no, come on.
I like the idea that, like, there's a line and it's moved forward, but y'all are still lingering
Yeah,
in the same
it's just
spot to listen.
It went from just, like, normal line gap to, like, there's a few extra inches, and they're, like, very slowly moving forward. There's still an ear pricked in that direction. Like,
but Joeth takes you off to his office.
Yeah, Cat will go with him.
I wonder what the fuck that was about.
Doesn't sound like anything good. Sounds juicy. Don't you mean soggy?
Good one. Gives Trig the little, like, forearm bump.
I had to.
No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, even Lex is like, I can't even be mad at that one. That was good. That was solid.
Definitely, Zirame will remember this, watching them walk away.
You eventually get to the front of the line. And you see an agile beastkin, as I said, kind of ferret-based. Faye Fair. And Faye look at you and just kind of, hi!
Hi.
How you doing? Pilgrimage! Exciting, right?
Very exciting. This is our, well, mine and this one's second temple. This one's first temple.
Hi.
Happy to be here.
Happy to have you here. I'm Nip.
I'm Zirame. This is Lux. This is Trig.
Hi. So what we're going to do is we're going to just get you settled first before any jobs are assigned.
Okay.
I'll be honest, there's not really a lot of high-ranking jobs right now. I'm sure there will be later, but at the moment, they're all pretty menial, I am sorry to say. A lot of the big ones got scooped up from the people who hit this temple first.
That makes sense. But we're happy to help with whatever we can.
Yeah, no problem. So you're going to be in cabin 6.
Got it.
And kind of writes down just like what beds you're gonna be in. It's like they all have little rooms. Are you fine with sharing a room? There is a room with 3 beds in it, so
It's fine.
okay. So cabin 6, room 2,
Cabin 6, room 2.
and then you can decide what beds you want to have since you're all gonna be in the ones there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nip. Nip, right?
Yeah.
Nip. Got it. Okay.
Faye kind of gives you a nod and just kind of moves you along.
No, yeah. It definitely moves along kind of once they're past. It feels very like amusement park style. Once you get through the gate, it just kind of opens up and you can kind of go. So it's like now that they're out of the line, it's kind of like properly taking in this fucking compound because never been in a compound before for a temple.
So the temple itself is very kind of what you would expect. The difference of this one is it seems that there is a specific, kind of like the Feyvu, of there is a hall where the arms offices are. And you saw the beastkin and the elf go inside one of the doors down that hall. But otherwise it's pretty typical ceremony hall, mess hall, kind of some general like meeting rooms and stuff. Like it is very clear no one lives in the temple. This is just
The offices, effectively.
this is just the temple, whereas everyone else lives out in the cabins for like the pilgrims or like practitioners. It does seem that there are certain resident cabin and visitor cabins type deal, and you're obviously being directed towards visitor ones. But yeah, you're pretty much open to go right to your room and settle or something else. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm booping of guidance as I do, 'cause I can. That's the best we've rolled all day. Soft 20.
Well, Lux didn't roll bad. Lux is kind of slinking down the hall. And
it's just basically down the hall with the arms, and is definitely... Yeah, I think Zirame's still at the mouth of the hall. Is like straining her ear. It's just like, I make noise right now. Because she has her chainmail on. She wasn't expecting to need to sneak. So it's just like, I make noise right now.
Yeah, Lux is just sort of like, take slow steps, and like goes and fully presses his ear against the door.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, she definitely very slowly, quietly, doesn't go all the way to the door, but maybe like halfway down the hall. It's just like straining her ear to ear.
Trig is like, I'm just gonna be on lookout.
No, yeah, definitely do that too.
Yeah, just stands at the mouth, just sort of looking. Cat inside the office.
Y'all aren't suspicious at all.
We're not Crucians. This is expected behavior.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. But yes, Cat inside the office. You are speaking to Jareth, and Jareth goes, I'll admit I don't know a lot about everything going on. What do you know at this point?
They think it was Vadas. At least I've been told that he doesn't have an alibi, which is ridiculous, first of all.
Yes.
Because he wouldn't do something like this. I mean, in the ocean? He's not that type of person.
No.
So, but they're holding it against him. They're, the little bit of background that they've had. And that means they're not looking further into it, because it cannot be him.
No, I absolutely agree. Vadas is... There were a few people that I might look and go, oh yes, capable of murder, and anyone is capable of murder. Vadas would not be high on the list of people I would think capable of that.
No!
No matter how much he and Doros had their disagreements. Though, to be honest, it always seemed more on Doros's end than Vadas's.
Yes, it really was. And also, it's years ago now. Like, he's not gonna be... not the type to hold a grudge.
Yes. I can tell you some rumors I've heard that they had an argument the morning of.
Okay, they're probably the normal things.
Yeah, I'm just saying that might be one reason. Again, I don't think Vadas did this.
And they're not looking further. They're just like, oh, well, this was easy. We're done now. And that's not right. And his voice keeps like rising and then dropping and then rising and then dropping.
Yeah, I feel like in the hallway, Lux and Zirame just keep exchanging looks, and Lux is getting all of it, but Zirame is getting ocean, murder, argument. Like, tell me if I get more than that, because I did roll that soft 20, but I'm not as close up. But yeah, it's just like I'm getting like every third word, whereas Lux is getting all of it. Being
now
pressed
and then
against the door, we're both just like.
Now and then you might get the he would never do that, and
yeah.
Mostly you're hearing Ket. You're not really hearing Jareth
second
and
arm,
yeah. Much more calm. Kind of goes, well, here's what I can potentially offer you, Ket. I will see if I can get you a meeting to at least go in and talk to Vadas.
Thank you.
I can't guarantee that. The other option, and this will be under your approval, is I could make investigating further into things. A mission for potential pilgrims to undertake.
I think you kind of get a blank look on that.
Yeah.
So
you're effectively going to leave this to children to do? Yeah. They're all capable, you know this. They've done many jobs in the past years. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources right now to do a full investigation, but the pilgrims are here to be able to do things that maybe we can't do in the moment, and it would be a more difficult job, meaning those who are a little more ambitious or capable would be the ones applying to it. And frankly, Kat, in the most kind way possible, it's kind of the only option to get more eyes on this. If you want, I can make it a condition that you have to be involved in the investigation.
yes,
as
well. It has to be, yes.
Yes. That way you can oversee it, and if for whatever reason, this isn't usually how it works, but if you disapprove of the people who are working with you, you can decide that you would like to rescind the job, which is not usually how that works, but given the circumstances, I think that's more than fair.
That's very generous. Are you going to know what to do? And he says that in a way of like, I don't even know what to do.
We find who really did it and kill him. No.
Well, the situation would have to be explained to them a bit, obviously, and make it clear what you want. Just like any other job, if you were to put it on a job board or something, you want someone to investigate. You're basically looking for private investigators right now.
Yeah, I guess.
And so that would be known that that's what they're looking for. So if they're a group that's more focused on, we want to do more physical labor or more fighting, they would know that this isn't the job to take. So hopefully you'd get people who would actually be more willing to do what you need.
Okay, all right.
Yes. Again, I know it's not perfect, but it's the best I can offer right now. And I can't even guarantee anyone will take the job.
Kind of nod sadly.
I will use all the power I have to get you a meeting with Vadas. I can't guarantee you'll get it, and if you do, how long it will be, but that's all I can do. If a more active investigation is warranted, we can put that on the books, but the quickest option, which time is of the essence.
It's already been 3 weeks.
Yes. So, the quickest option is to find a group of pilgrims that would be willing to undertake this. And then you hear, yeah, God, and let's just. What? I'm applying for the job. And Jareth just looks. I'm in a meeting. I know, I'm here to offer to help with the job.
Zerme just sighs and gestures for Trig to come up so they can both scamper up to be with Lux as well.
Yeah, Jareth just kind of looks and goes, well, would you look at that? Come in. Opens the door.
Just kind of that trio of little waves.
Cat just kind of looks at you guys. His ears are a little angled back, mostly because what the fuck you listening at the door?
Welcome to a Nakresh temple. Sorry.
Yes, I suppose I should have expected that. I did see you all eyeing us. Everyone in line was eyeing us, but you were particularly focused.
Cat kind of shrinks down a little bit at that.
Yeah. Kind of, Jareth reach out, kind of put a hand on your shoulder of no, it's okay. So you heard?
Bits, yes. But we would like to offer our services. Or at least the opportunity to offer our services.
Let's go. I heard all of it. Kind of looks at you and kind of gives you the lowdown. So basically, someone named Vadas.
My fiance.
Oh, Oh shit, I'm sorry, man. Seems to have been arrested for a murder of someone named Doros. Something about an ocean, and and Vadas has been accused of that, and
he didn't do it.
And he didn't do it.
And I heard the 2 or 3 weeks part. I assume he's been locked up that long.
Yes, and they won't let me see him.
Well, that's shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. Lack of alibi. Kind of getting stonewalled from what I got there. Need someone to investigate and, prove his innocence. I think we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Kind of perks up again a little bit at that, because, he honestly was not expecting anybody to be like, yeah, we can do that.
Let us be amateur murder investigators. Sounds fun.
Yeah, Trick goes, it's not any of our expertise, but that's sort of what pilgrimage is about, right?
Finding your expertise.
Yeah. We'd be happy to help.
We blew up a whole corruption ring in the last town we were in. A little, literally.
Okay. Oh. Please don't, I don't think, blow up.
No, it was required in that one. It's not just
Okay.
our go-to method.
We're showing that we can be very flexible in our skills.
This is not just a test for you guys to prove yourselves.
No,
if
no.
if it doesn't work out, he can be killed.
Yeah, I think Zero puts an arm on Lux's shoulder because he is much more the blasé. It's like, we do understand the gravity of the situation. I promise. Lux is just that way about everything. Ignore him. Outside of the fact that we want to help, but
Yeah,
we
Lux
do.
is like, I do genuinely want to help.
He doesn't know how to deal with emotions, so he gets flippant about it.
Ow, but sure. And Trick goes, we do definitely want to help. We would hate to see anyone innocent
Suffer for something they didn't do.
Okay. Well, thank you. Then I'm not a murder investigator myself. But I know he didn't do it.
Lux does raise a little bit of a hand and goes, which leads to the thing you have to ask during everything. And know that this is no judgment. I don't know you, Vadas. I don't know you. Is there any chance that you could be wrong about this?
No.
If we find that he did do it, I mean, what then? I'm not saying it's gonna. I'm just saying it is a possibility. I know you're saying it's not, but it's just a realistic thing you have to embrace, just in case.
I think Kat is just kind of staring at Lux.
Like he's not trying to be hush.
No, yeah.
Like this is the least flippant you've seen this snake man the whole time. He's like earnestly going like in the impossible in your mind. What then? Do you want us to just hoard the evidence and still try to prove him innocent? Do you want him to actually go to justice if he did this? Like,
I think if that's a bridge we come to, we deal with it then. I don't think it's a bridge we're going to come to.
Fair enough.
that's fair. And again, I wasn't trying to be accusing or anything. It's just
There is a 1 in a million chance that is the case things go, because sometimes shit happens.
Yeah.
And
And
it
it
could be
sounds
accidental
grounds.
even. But
Yeah.
we're not going into it assuming he's guilty.
no.
We are coming into it as an unbiased third party, just taking in all of the information. And in that vein, it sounds like we need to sit down and you just need to start from the top and tell us everything you know. And then we can go from there.
Okay. I only got back in town about a week ago, so they're not giving me a lot of information, so I don't know a whole lot.
Well, we got our own room. You can come to our cabin.
Yeah.
We can sit down and, it can... Not that I'm sure the second arm wouldn't like to hear, but that way we can kind of get to know each other and also know the situation.
And it sounds like the second arm here, nice to meet you, sir, needs to get some paperwork in order to give us permission to start poking into the guards and questioning people, and so that will give him time to do that as well.
Yes. Since I did not officially put this as a job to be taken, I need to both do that and then do the proper things, because pilgrims are given the right to do investigations and such, but they do need the proper things, or else the guards will just be like, why should we talk to you?
probably like that anyway.
They still might, but at least if they have the official job and the official seal from the temple of this is a job we've been hired to do, and therefore the, pilgrimage and the temple is behind them, they have a little bit more official weight behind them other than just...
It also gives us a little more leeway to get the information however we see fit. And
Yes.
Sarah May just kind of grins. Sneaky, not torture. Based on the look on your face, I mean sneaky, not torture.
Yes. It also grants them a modicum of protection from the temple should this go bad.
Okay. Okay, just kind of nods, like in his mind, like, okay, paperwork. Yeah, all right.
So maybe take the rest of the day to explain some things, maybe show them around, maybe start investigating in the non-guard way of asking people and getting acquainted with the town and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Spend tonight doing that, and by tomorrow, if I rush it, I should be able to have you guys have the proper paperwork and properly given the job and all that.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah. Tomorrow afternoon at the latest.
Thank you. I think he will, like, wring
Yeah.
your hand in a handshake sort of thing.
Yeah. Jareth kind of takes it, like, does that kind of firm, like, two-hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, we'll do what we can for Vadas.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kind of looks at the three of you and goes, thank you for being willing to take this. And I do hope, kind of looks at Lux, not in that, like, judgy way, just the, I'm taking the word that this is just how you are and you're not actually flippant, and for taking it seriously. A man's life is on the line.
And we will do our best to make sure it's the right man that gets put away.
Kind of nods, and Lux kind of goes, I mean, women can be murderers too.
Not now, jackass.
Actually, Jareth does kind of smirk at that and goes,
It's a figure of speech.
from what you've said, it sounded like maybe he needed that. But kind of gestures for you all to leave the room. You head to the cabin, and I think that is where we'll end our episode. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you had as much fun listening as we had playing, and get back on track.
Get back on track.
You're here too. You can tell them.
Get back on track? Okay.
Yeah, back on the track right now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.